Alright, so today I'm going to be doing some beef ribs. These are going to be the riblets, so these are going to be the non-meaty ribs. So this is what I have available to me. I don't have several butchers around like other people do, or other YouTube videos I've seen where they have these nice ribeye steaks sitting on top of their ribs. So I have these little thin ones, and today's video is going to be the difference between wrapped and unwrapped ribs. So I already have them going. My wife already put them on the grill. I didn't have an opportunity to take a video of that because I was at work. So I'll go ahead and show you what the cook looks like 2 hours in, and then based on what it looks like, I'll go ahead and get some of them wrapped and I'll leave the others unwrapped, so that way we can do a little side-by-side comparison of the outcome of the ribs. So I asked her to set the temperature at 250 degrees. So as you can see, the temperature has fluctuated a little bit above 250, but that's normal. It could also deviate below the 250, so it keeps an average of around 250. So I went ahead and I cranked the temp down to 225. I meant to have her set the temp to 225 because I wanted to do a lower temperature at a longer cook, so that way I can ensure the tenderness of these ribs. So I'll go ahead and open and give you guys a quick peek, and then I'll come back out here and then we'll go ahead and wrap these up. So remember, this is 2 hours in. So that's the ribs right there. As you can see, this one is starting to get some nice pull on it. This one is not getting no pull at all. They're still very tender, and a little bit of time to go on these things. So I'll go ahead and I'll wrap one of them up and we'll see which one is going to come out the best. And I am thinking that I'm going to wrap the one on the left, since there's less pull on that one. The one on the right has a little more pull. So that one is about, I would give that one another hour. And as you can see, these are very thin. They're not very thick. So not very much meat on these things. So I'll go ahead and close this up. I'll come back outside with some aluminum foil. We'll get them wrapped, and then I'll let them go. You want to cook the internal temperature to around 198 to 200 degrees. And with these, that temperature is going to creep up very fast because there is not a lot of meat on it. All right, so I got my beef ribs wrapped up. I'm about to throw it inside the grill. What I did was I added 3 tablespoons of some chicken broth. I'm out of beef broth currently. You could use any kind of broth, doesn't really matter. But that's just gonna add a little moisture within the wrap, so that way you can allow it to steam and get nice and tender. So the temperature on these things, I checked the one that I wrapped and it was at 188, so it's not gonna need much time to cook. Let's take a look at this one right here. So we're looking at probably going to be around the same temperature. No, 183. So this one is going to need a little bit more time. So I'll go ahead and get this lid closed on it. And I would say within the next hour or so, these things should be done. Because of the thinness of the meat, it shouldn't take any time for it to get back up to temperature. Alrighty, so it has been about 45 minutes. Let's take a look and see what we have here. So, we're not getting much pullback from these ribs right here that are unwrapped. It's about the same pull, maybe a little bit more. Let's take a look at the temperature. So, I'd say these are around 194, 195. So, I would, let me check the internal of the wrapped. Well, that sucks. So, the internal of the wrapped. 192, are a little cooler actually. Hopefully those pokes don't make a big difference. But with the temperature drop, hopefully it's gonna slow the cooking down. So now, within an hour, we got about a couple degrees. I'm gonna say that we're probably gonna need another hour on these to have these things finished off. All right, so if you wanna see the difference between wrapped and unwrapped, look at those. They are pulled all the way back from the bone. Look at that. Those look amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and check the temperature on those. Look at the difference. So what I am going to do, let me check the temp on this real quick. Oh, these are just as tender as they can be. Yeah, Celsius. We're about at 205, 206. Still climbing. Yep, 206. So we are spot on with these ribs, guys. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't like to eat a soggy rib, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this guy hang out on the grill for a second and dry up. And one thing I forgot to do, well, actually I didn't forget to do it, I was coming out here to sauce those other ribs up. So what I'm going to do is pull these bad boys out. I'll put them on the grill. Let me just see what the flexibility on these. You know, these don't really have much flex to them. But they are done. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go get sauce, and I'll actually sauce both of these up, so that way we have a similar taste. And then I'll come back out in a moment. We'll only do this. We'll let the sauce sit on for 15 minutes, and we'll pull them off. Alright, so these are all sauced up. I just went ahead and put some honey barbecue sauce on there. Just some store-bought stuff. Put your favorite barbecue sauce on, or you don't even have to barbecue sauce them at all. So, you know, you can take them inside and let them rest. What I'm going to do is let them go for 15 minutes, and I will go ahead and let them rest inside for 30 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and cut them up and let you see what they look like. Okay, I just flipped my smoker in the shutdown mode, and let's go ahead and get these babies off. As you can see, sauced up, ready to go. Let's have some play in it. They look promising. We'll see. These, however, look at the difference in the bend on that. So go ahead and just stick these right on top. Go ahead and close this. Come back out here and clean that a little bit. And there you have it. Smoked ribs. The ones with the most pull right here, these have been wrapped. These right here have been unwrapped. And after wrapping these, I let them, put them back on the smoker, sauce them up, let them sit for about 15 minutes. So that way all that moisture, all that broth from that steaming, pretty much what it was doing, has evaporated away and dried up. So alrighty, so as you can see, we have these right here. These have been wrapped in foil. These have not been wrapped. Let them sit for about 30 minutes. And these have only been wrapped for an hour, guys. So look at the difference it made. So we're gonna go ahead and cut into these. I'm using a dull knife and it's just cutting through very nicely. Oh, look at that, it's just falling right off the bone. You got a nice smoke ring, nice and juicy ribs. Look at that moisture content. Now remember, these are just riblets. Barely have any meat on them, but the meat that it does have, actually very good. So, see if I can get this one cut. Now, I'm not sure if I could have cooked these a little bit longer without drying them out. Leave in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Give me some helpful hints so I could apply them next time. I'll go ahead and cut into these. Bark is really, oh, okay. So I had a really hard bark on the outside, but when you cut down the middle, it's very tender. So there goes a hard piece, and then you cut them down. Wow, these are actually as tender as the ones that were wrapped. But you have better pull on the unwrapped. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these. So they're juicy, but they're not as juicy as the other one. I mean, they're about even, I would say. These are definitely a little more juicy. So let's go ahead and bite into one of these and see what they taste like. As you can see, it just pulled right off the bone. So that's a clean bone. You can't taste the chicken broth at all. I just use the chicken broth to steam. Those are actually amazing. And for the seasoning, all I did was add some sea salt. Well, my wife added some sea salt, black pepper, and a little bit of some barbecue rub. So go ahead, feel free to use whatever seasonings you like. Go ahead and try this. Oh, these are a lot more tender, for sure. I barely put my teeth in these things and the meat came out. So, overall, you could achieve similar effects. If you wrap them, you're definitely gonna get a more tender piece of meat. Just add a little bit of chicken broth or some kind of broth so that way they can steam a little bit, tenderize. And what I like to do, just pull them out the aluminum foil and wrap them, put them on the grill, so that way all the juices could evaporate off. And then the sauce is optional. If you don't want to add no sauce, you don't have to. I personally like sauce with my ribs, so. Thank you. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.